Career. A career is a job that you do for a large part of your life.
He was in the hospitality business for most of his career.
Carefully. Carefully means with great attention, especially to detail or safety.
The baby carefully climbed down the stairs.
Caretaker. A caretaker is a person who takes care of very young, old, or sick people.
My grandmother's caretaker helps her get around the house.
Cargo. Cargo is the items carried by a ship or plane.
The cargo of the ship got wet when it started raining.
Carpenter. A carpenter is a person who builds things with wood.
We hired a carpenter to make a cupboard.
Carriage. A carriage is a vehicle pulled by a horse.
We took a carriage ride in the park.
Cartoon. A cartoon is a funny drawing.
Sometimes people draw cartoons for the newspaper.
Carve. To carve means to cut into something.
My father usually carves the turkey for Thanksgiving.
Cash. Cash is money in the form of paper or coins.
I was able to save up enough cash to buy my mother a gift.
Cast. To cast something means to throw it.
The fisherman cast his line into the water.
Castle. A castle is a building with strong walls where royalty usually lives.
The castle was built many years ago.
Casual. If something is casual, it is relaxed or simple.
You can wear casual clothes to the party like jeans.
Bizarre. When something is bizarre, it is very strange.
My bizarre dreams make no sense to me when I'm awake.
Blacksmith. A blacksmith is a person who makes things out of metal.
The blacksmith pounded the piece of metal until it was flat.
Blame. To blame someone for something bad is to say they did it.
My mom blamed me for something I didn't do.
Blank. When something is blank, it does not have anything on it.
She got a blank paper to draw on.
Blanket. A blanket is a piece of cloth that you use to keep warm or to sit upon.
I laid a blanket on the ground so that we could have a picnic.
Blast. A blast is a loud noise made by something that explodes.
There was a loud blast when the police officer fired the gun.
Blaze. To blaze means to burn brightly or powerfully.
The small fire soon blazed into a large, dangerous one.
Bleed. To bleed is to lose blood.
If you are not careful, you will cut your finger and bleed.
Blend. To blend is to mix two or more things together so that they become one thing.
My wife blended together all of the ingredients to make a delicious stew.
Bless. To bless is to ask God for protection or help.
The angel blessed the newborn baby to keep it safe.
Blind. When people are blind, they cannot see.
The blind man didn't see the hole and almost fell in.
Blink. To blink means to shut the eyes and quickly open them again.
I blinked many times so that my eyes could adjust to the bright light.
Bliss. Bliss is a state of complete happiness.
Every time he sees his girlfriend, he feels a sense of bliss.
Blizzard. A blizzard is a severe snowstorm with strong winds.
We did not dare to go outside during the terrible blizzard.
Block. A block is a solid piece of wood, stone, or ice.
I saw a block of ice on the floor.
Blonde. If someone is a blonde, they have light-colored hair.
My cousin is different from me. She is a blonde with blue eyes.
Arctic. If something is Arctic, it is from far north near the North Pole.
It is cold when the Arctic winds blow.
Arduous. When something is arduous, it demands great effort or labor.
The explorers began their arduous hike up the steep mountain.
Arena. An arena is a building where people can watch sports and concerts.
The new arena was all set to hold the championship match.
Argue. To argue is to angrily speak to someone because you do not agree.
We argued about where to go for dinner.
Arid. If a place is arid, then it is hot and dry and gets very little or no rain.
Not many plants grow in the arid desert.
Arise. To arise is to happen.
Difficulties arose with his computer because it was old.
Aristocracy. The aristocracy is the highest class of people in certain societies.
Most members of the aristocracy were very well fed.
Aristocrat. An aristocrat is a person who is of the highest class in certain societies.
The aristocrat did not need a job because his family was wealthy.
Arithmetic. Arithmetic is math.
I like to study arithmetic at school.
Armed. If you are armed, you are carrying a weapon.
The robber was armed with a gun.
Armor. Armor is metal worn by soldiers to protect the body.
The soldier wore armor to protect his body.
Army. An army is a large group of people who fight in wars.
The army protects all the people in the country.
Aroma. An aroma is a scent or smell.
I love the aroma of coffee in the morning.
Arrange. To arrange things is to put them in the right place.
Please arrange the bowling pins in order so we can play.
Arrest. To arrest someone means to catch them for doing something bad.
The man was arrested for breaking the law.
Arrive. To arrive is to get to or reach some place.
The bus always arrives at the corner of my street at 4.
Arrogant. If someone is arrogant, they think that they are more important than others.
He is very arrogant. Even though he's not the boss, he tells everyone what to do.
Arrow. An arrow is a thin, straight stick shot from a bow.
The arrow flew through the air and hit the target.
Artery. An artery is a tube that takes blood from the heart to the rest of the body.
Eating healthily keeps your arteries clean so blood can flow with ease.
Arthritis. Arthritis is an illness causing pain and swelling in a person's joints.
Agatha couldn't play the piano anymore because of her arthritis.
Article. An article is a story in a newspaper or magazine.
Did you read the article in the newspaper about the soccer game?
Capacity. The capacity of something is the amount of things that can be put in it.
The parking lot has reached its full capacity.
Cape. A cape is a large cloth that covers one's back and is tied around the neck.
The superhero wore a long red cape.
Capitalism. Capitalism is an economic system where private companies make goods for profit.
Most industries in the world today are based on capitalism.
Capitalist. A capitalist is a business person who invests in trade and industry for profit.
The capitalist invested in a factory that made wheat into cereal.
Capital. A capital is an important city where a country's leaders live and work.
We will visit the capital to learn about our government.
Captain. A captain is the person who leads a ship or airplane.
The captain sailed his ship to Australia.
Captive. A captive is a prisoner.
The guards told the captive that there was no way he could escape the prison.
Capture. To capture someone or something is to catch them.
James tried to capture the bubbles in his hands.
Carbohydrate. Carbohydrates are substances in foods like bread that give you energy.
Carbohydrates like rice are a good source of energy for active people.
Cardboard. Cardboard is a material made out of stiff paper. It is often used to make boxes.
We packed our things into cardboard boxes and moved to our new home.
Cardinal. If a rule or quality is cardinal, then it is the most important one.
Raising your hand in the classroom before you speak is a cardinal rule.
Benefactor. A benefactor is a person who gives money to help someone.
The student's benefactor gave him money to spend on his studies.
Beneficial. If something is beneficial, it is good for you.
Drinking milk every day is beneficial to your bones.
Benefit. A benefit is a good thing.
Being able to fly is a good benefit to birds.
Benevolent. If someone is benevolent, they are kind and generous.
My father was a benevolent man and gave lots of money to charity.
Benign. If something or someone is benign, they do not hurt anyone.
Many spiders look scary, but most are actually benign.
Berry. A berry is a small round fruit that grows on certain plants and trees.
The berry looked delicious.
Beside. When someone or something is beside you, they are next to you.
The two brothers stood beside each other.
Bet. To bet is to risk money on the result of a game or a business.
How much will you bet that your horse will win?
Betray. To betray someone means to treat them in a dishonest way.
The man betrayed his country when he gave away national secrets.
Beverage. A beverage is a drink.
The waiter brought our beverages first, then he brought our food.
Beware. To beware means to be careful of something or someone that is dangerous.
You should beware of driving fast on wet roads.
Beyond. If A is beyond B, A is farther away.
John's house is beyond that lake.
Bias. A bias is a person's likelihood to like one thing more than another thing.
The mothers had a natural bias for their own child's picture.
Bid. A bid to do something is an attempt to do it.
He made a bid to become the university's next president.
Bilingual. If someone is bilingual, then they can speak two languages.
Since you already know English, after learning French, you'll be bilingual.
Artifact. An artifact is an old object made by humans that is historically interesting.
We studied artifacts from an ancient Chinese settlement.
Artificial. If something is artificial, it is made to look like something natural.
That soccer field has artificial grass, but it looks real.
Artist. An artist is a person who paints, draws, or makes sculptures.
He went to Paris to become an artist.
Ash. Ash is the gray or black powder created when something is burned.
The end of his cigar was full of ashes.
Ashamed. To be ashamed is to feel upset because you did something wrong or bad.
He was ashamed when he found out that I knew about his past.
Ashore. If something goes ashore, it goes from water to the land.
After a long day of fishing, Glenn pulled his boat ashore so it wouldn't float away.
Aside. If someone stands aside, they are on or to one side.
The man stood aside and opened the door for me.
Asleep. When a person is asleep, they are not awake.
The baby has been asleep for hours.
Aspect. An aspect is one part or feature of something.
I thought about the different aspects of owning 2 dogs.
Aspire. To aspire means to have a strong desire to achieve or do something.
George aspired to be a doctor from a young age.
Amber. Amber is a hard, yellowish material that comes from trees.
The necklace was made from pieces of amber.
Assembly. An assembly is a group that is together for the same reason.
The students had an assembly to talk about their interests.
Assert. To assert a fact or belief means to state it with confidence.
He asserted that his mother's cooking was better than his best friend's.
Assess. To assess something means to judge the structure, purpose, or quality of it.
She assessed the condition of the toy car before buying it.
Asset. An asset is a skill or quality that is useful or valuable.
The coach realized the boys' speed was an asset to the team.
Assign. To assign something to someone is to tell them to do it.
I assigned the worker an important task.
Assist. To assist someone is to help them.
Andrew assisted me with my homework.
Cache. A cache is a hiding place for valuable things.
The pirates kept their jewelry in a cache hidden in a cave.
Cage. A cage is something that holds an animal so it cannot leave.
We put the parrots in their cage at night.
Calculate. To calculate is to find an answer using math.
I calculated how much money I would need to buy the car.
Calculus. Calculus is an advanced type of mathematics.
By using calculus, scientists determine small changes in the star's brightness.
Calm. When someone is calm, they do not get excited or upset.
A nice warm bath makes me feel so calm.
Camouflage. Camouflage is something used to hide people and things.
The green and brown camouflage was best used for hiding in forests and jungles.
Canal. A canal is a path for water to travel through.
The city of Venice, Italy has many canals.
Cancel. To cancel means to decide that an event or a request will not happen.
She canceled the rest of her plans because of the rain.
Candidate. A candidate is a person who is competing to win something, such as a job.
Alice is the best candidate for the job.
Candle. A candle is a stick of wax that is lit on fire for light or heat.
When the lights went out, we lit some candles.
Canyon. A canyon is a narrow valley with steep walls through which a river often flows.
The canyon was so deep that the ground inside was covered in shadow.
Capable. If someone or something is capable of something, they can do it.
The Olympic athlete is capable of lifting a lot of weight.
Boring. If something is boring, it is not fun.
I think the internet is boring.
Borrow. To borrow something is to take it and then give it back later.
Can I borrow a pencil to use today? I'll give it back to you tomorrow.
Boss. A boss is a person in charge of other people at work.
My boss is a nice person.
Botany. Botany is the study of plants.
Gardens are the best places for botany.
Bother. To bother is to make the effort to do something.
No one bothered to wash the dishes today.
Bottom. The bottom is the lowest part.
The bottom of my shoe has a hole in it.
Bounce. To bounce is to move something up and away from a surface after hitting it.
Owen bounced the ball on the ground.
Boundary. A boundary is the line where one area of land stops and another begins.
This fence shows the boundary between our yard and yours.
Bow. A bow is a weapon made of curved wood and string that shoots arrows.
He went hunting with a bow and arrow.
Bowl. A bowl is a deep round dish that holds food or liquid.
I ate a bowl of cereal for breakfast.
Bracelet. A bracelet is a piece of jewelry that you wear around your wrist.
My father gave me a pretty gold bracelet for my birthday.
Brag. To brag means to talk of one's abilities or achievements in a proud way.
He had strong muscles and bragged about it to the entire class.
Braille. Braille is a system of raised patterns on paper that allows the blind to read.
The boy enjoyed reading his favorite books written in Braille.
Audit. To audit means to inspect financial records from a person or business.
The government usually audits companies that report lower than usual incomes.
Auditorium. An auditorium is a large building used for public events.
People have gathered at the school auditorium to watch the play.
Authentic. When something is authentic, it is not false or a copy of the original.
We ate authentic Italian food on our vacation to Rome.
Author. An author is a person who wrote a certain piece of writing.
The author was hard at work on his next novel.
Authoritative. If something is authoritative, it uses the best information available.
This book is an authoritative source on ancient Egypt's Queen Nefertiti.
Authority. Authority is the power that someone has because of their position.
The policeman has authority on the streets.
Authorize. To authorize something means to give permission for it.
The mayor authorized the construction of a new statue in the park.
Autobiography. An autobiography is a true story of a person's life written by that person.
I read an autobiography about my favorite entertainer.
Autograph. An autograph is the written name of a famous person.
Everybody wanted the movie star's autograph.
Automate. To automate a company means to install machines or computers to do the work.
When the bank automated, it started installing ATM machines.
Automobile. An automobile is a car.
The first automobiles were very different from the ones that exist today.
Autumn. Autumn is the season of the year between summer and winter.
I love when the leaves fall in autumn because I can play in them.
Avail. Avail is help. It is often used in the achievement of a goal.
His studying was to no avail because he failed the test.
Available. If something is available, it means you can get it.
There were many seats available in the room.
Avalanche. An avalanche is a large amount of snow, ice, and rock falling off a mountain.
The avalanche destroyed the mountain village.
Bride. A bride is a woman who is getting married or has just gotten married.
The bride looked beautiful in her wedding dress.
Bridge. A bridge is something that is built over a river so people can cross it.
The old bridge fell into the river.
Brief. If something is brief, it only lasts for a short time.
The meeting this afternoon was very brief.
Bright. If something is bright, it shows a lot of light.
The bright light from the explosion hurt my eyes.
Brilliant. If someone is brilliant, they are very smart.
My younger sister is brilliant for someone her age.
Belief. A belief is a strong feeling that something is correct or true.
A preacher or priest should have a strong belief in God.
Broad. If something is broad, it is wide.
The river is very long and broad.
Broadcast. A broadcast is a television or radio show.
We watch the broadcast of the local news on TV.
Brook. A brook is a small stream.
Water flows down several brooks on the mountain.
Broom. A broom is a brush with a long handle used for cleaning floors.
My father usually uses a broom to sweep away dust in the basement.
Bruise. A bruise is a dark mark caused by being hit by something.
She got a bruise on her knee from falling down.
Brute. A brute is someone who behaves or looks like a violent animal.
My older brother can act like a brute when he doesn't get his way.
Bucket. A bucket is a round container to put things in.
I filled the bucket with water.
Bud. A bud is a part of a plant that turns into a flower or a leaf.
2 weeks after planting the seed, a small bud appeared.
Abandon. To abandon something is to leave it forever or for a long time.
The old room had been abandoned years before.
Abbey. An abbey is a house or a group of houses where monks or nuns live.
When the monk returned to the abbey, he went immediately to his bedroom.
Abide. To abide by something, like a rule, means to obey it.
If you want to play the game with us, you must be willing to abide by our rules.
Ability. Ability is the quality of a person being able to do something well.
His swimming abilities let him cross the entire lake.
Abnormal. If something is abnormal, it is strange or not normal.
Her idea of art is a bit too abnormal for me.
Aboard. When someone is aboard a ship or plane, they are on or in it.
They climbed aboard the kayak and paddled through the river.
Abolish. To abolish something means to put an end to it, such as a system or law.
President Lincoln abolished slavery in the U.S.
Aborigine. An aborigine is a native of Australia before Europeans lived there.
The Aborigines created beautiful artwork.
Above. If something is above, it is at a higher level than something else.
He straightened the sign that was above the crowd.
Abroad. If someone goes or travels abroad, they go to another country.
My brother wants to go abroad next year.
Absence. Absence is the state of something being away.
There is an absence of sand in the hourglass.
Absolute. If something is absolute, it is total or complete.
My presentation was an absolute disaster. It was terrible.
Absorb. To absorb a liquid means to take it inside.
He used a sponge to absorb the water on the floor.
Abstract. If ideas are abstract, they are based on general ways of thinking.
The idea of beauty is abstract and changes over time.
Absurd. If something or someone is absurd, they are ridiculous.
That group of people making animal noises sounds completely absurd.
Abundant. If something is abundant, then it is available in large quantities.
Cakes, cookies, and candy were so abundant that the child was very happy.
Abuse. To abuse someone or something means to hurt them on purpose.
The mean man abused his dog when it barked too loudly.
Academy. An academy is a special type of school.
There are many courses taught at the academy that I go to.
Accelerate. To accelerate means to increase in speed.
When he stepped on the gas pedal, the motorcycle accelerated.
Accent. An accent is a certain way of speaking that shows where a person is from.
The new teacher's accent was clearly a German one.
Accept. To accept something that is offered is to take it.
I accepted the girl's very nice gift.
Brain. The brain is the organ in your head that lets you think.
You must use your brain to solve the problem.
Brainstorm. To brainstorm is to have a lot of ideas about a certain topic.
The students met after school to brainstorm ideas for their assignment.
Branch. A branch is the part of a tree with leaves.
The monkey was hanging from a branch on the tree.
Brass. Brass is a metal that is used to make musical instruments and ornaments.
Brass is used to make musical instruments like trumpets.
Brave. When people are brave, they are not afraid to face pain or danger.
The brave firefighter saved the girl from the burning building.
Breadth. Breadth is the distance from one side to the other side of something.
The breadth of the northern wall of the house is 20 meters.
Breakdown. A breakdown is a failure to work correctly.
Her car had a breakdown and she wasn't sure how to fix it.
Breakfast. Breakfast is the first meal of the day.
I eat breakfast at 8 every morning.
Breath. A breath is the air that goes into and out of one's lungs.
You can't take a breath underwater.
Breathe. To breathe means to let air go in and out of your body.
We need strong, healthy lungs to help us breathe well.
Breed. A breed is a group of animals within a species.
I like small dog breeds, such as terriers.
Breeze. A breeze is a soft wind.
The breeze caused the leaves to fall off the tree.
Brew. To brew coffee or tea means to pour hot water over it.
Please brew a fresh pot of coffee.
Bribe. To bribe someone means to illegally persuade them for a favor with money.
The judge was bribed so that she would set the suspect free.
Brick. A brick is a block of hard clay that is used for building things, such as walls.
There were several bricks scattered on the ground.
Beast. A beast is a large, dangerous animal.
A lion is one of the fiercest beasts on earth.
Beat. To beat someone means to do better than they do.
I managed to beat everyone in the race.
Beforehand. If something is done beforehand, then it is done in advance.
He packed his luggage beforehand so he was able to leave right away.
Beg. To beg is to ask for something one really wants.
The man begged for some money.
Behalf. If something is done on one's behalf, it is done for that person by another.
The original speaker was sick, so his son gave the speech on his behalf.
Behave. To behave is to act in a particular way, especially to be good.
She always behaves well when her father is around.
Associate. To associate means to connect something with a person or thing.
Most people associate birthday parties with having fun.
Behind. Behind means to be at the back of something.
The little girl was hiding behind a tree.
Belief. A belief is a strong feeling that something is correct or true.
A preacher or priest should have a strong belief in God.
Belly. The belly is the stomach of a person or animal.
His belly was full because he ate a lot of food.
Belong. If something belongs to you, you own it.
The blue suit belongs to Paul.
Beloved. When something is beloved, it is very special and you like it very much.
The boy took a nap next to his beloved cat.
Bench. A bench is a long seat for two or more people.
Most parks have benches for citizens to relax upon.
Bend. To bend is to move something so it is not straight.
Lee bent over and picked up the paper on the ground.
Beneath. If something is beneath something else, it is under it.
The largest part of an iceberg lies beneath the waterline.
Access. Access is the right to enter or use something.
The manager was the only person with access to the password.
Accessory. An accessory is a thing that is added to another thing to make it look better.
The store sold colorful accessories like bags, sunglasses, and makeup.
Accident. An accident is an unexpected, undesirable event.
She had to go to the hospital after she was in a serious car accident.
Accommodate. To accommodate is to have enough room.
The meeting room can accommodate 9 people.
Accompany. To accompany other people means to join them or go with them.
My brothers accompanied me to the movie.
Accomplish. To accomplish something means to finish it.
He accomplished his goal of running 10 miles.
Accordingly. If someone acts accordingly, they act in a way that is suitable.
He feels like he did a good job, and his boss should pay him accordingly.
Account. An account with a bank is an arrangement to keep one's money there.
After I paid for the new car, my bank account was nearly empty.
Accountant. An accountant is a person whose job is to keep financial accounts.
The accountant helped me keep track of my money.
Accumulate. To accumulate something is to collect a lot of it over time.
The mail accumulated in their mailbox while they were on vacation.
Accurate. If something is accurate, it is completely correct.
The story in the newspaper wasn't very accurate.
Accuse. To accuse someone of something is to blame them for doing it.
She accused her brother of breaking her computer.
Accustomed. When you become accustomed to something, you are in the habit of it.
Grandfather is accustomed to reading the newspaper every morning.
Ache. If something aches, it hurts.
Mindy's head ached because she bumped it against the wall.
Achieve. To achieve something is to successfully do it after trying hard.
I was happy that I could achieve my goal.
Acid. An acid is a chemical that can burn or dissolve other substances.
In chemistry class, we mixed 2 acids together and watched the reaction.
Acknowledge. If you acknowledge something, you accept that it is true or that it exists.
The teacher acknowledged that the young student was hungry.
Acquaint. To acquaint is to get to know something or someone.
Nancy acquainted herself with the new computer.
Acquire. To acquire something is to gain possession of it.
Tina acquired a strange package yesterday.
Associate. To associate means to connect something with a person or thing.
Most people associate birthday parties with having fun.
Assume. To assume something is to think that it is true, even with no proof.
I assume you are both familiar with this plan?
Assumption. An assumption is something that you believe is true but cannot prove.
I went to the cafeteria on the assumption that everyone would be there.
Assure. To assure someone is to tell them something is true to make them less worried.
He assured the boss that the building would be done on time.
Asteroid. An asteroid is a giant rock from outer space.
In 1908, a giant asteroid hit Siberia.
Astonish. To astonish someone means to greatly surprise them.
The amount of people that came to her party astonished her.
Astonished. If someone is astonished, they are very surprised or shocked.
I was astonished when he pulled the live rabbit out of his hat.
Astounded. If you are astounded, you are very surprised.
I was astounded that Monica won the art competition.
Astrology. Astrology is the study of the stars and the belief that they influence people's lives.
Jack, who studies astrology, believes that the stars can predict the future.
Astronaut. An astronaut is a person that goes into outer space.
The astronaut was walking on the moon.
Astronomical. If something is astronomical, then it is extremely large.
It's an astronomical distance between the Milky Way galaxy and the nearest galaxy.
Astronomy. Astronomy is the study of the stars and planets.
Harold loved watching the stars, so he decided to study astronomy.
Athlete. An athlete is a person who plays sports.
Some athletes can play many sports very well.
Atmosphere. The atmosphere is the air around the Earth where weather conditions form.
Scientists worry that harmful substances are hurting the atmosphere.
Atom. An atom is the smallest unit of a substance.
A molecule consists of a combination of two or more atoms.
Bill. A bill is a statement of money owed for goods or a service.
I have so many bills that I do not know how to pay for them all.
Billion. A billion is a very large number.
There are billions of stars in outer space.
Billionaire. A billionaire is someone who has at least $1 billion.
The sale of his inventions made the inventor a billionaire.
Bin. A bin is a container that holds things.
He put his trash in the bin.
Bind. To bind is to bring people together.
The victims of the flood were bound by their need to help each other.
Binoculars. Binoculars are a device used for seeing things that are far away.
He could see the ship on the horizon only if he used his binoculars.
Biography. A biography is an account of someone's life that is written by someone else.
We read a biography about Charles Darwin in science class.
Biological. Biological describes the process of life and living things.
In science, we learned about the biological process of bacteria.
Biology. Biology is the study of living things.
We learned about the human heart in biology class.
Biosphere. The biosphere is the Earth's surface and atmosphere where there are living things.
Birds, trees, and worms all thrive in the biosphere.
Biotechnology. Biotechnology is the use of living parts, such as cells, in industry and technology.
Researchers at the biotechnology company use bacteria to make medicine.
Birthplace. A birthplace is a place where a person is born or where something started.
China is the birthplace of chopsticks.
Bite. Bite is the act of using your teeth to cut and tear into something.
The boy took a big bite out of his hamburger.
Bitter. When a person is bitter, they are upset with someone or a situation.
He was extremely bitter when his computer crashed.
Bit. A bit is a small amount of something.
I ate a bit of chocolate before I went to bed.
Adorn. To adorn something means to make it more beautiful by decorating it.
Small glass beads adorned the vase.
Advance. To advance is to go forward.
He advanced up the ladder slowly.
Advantage. An advantage is something that helps you.
Being tall is an advantage to a basketball player.
Advent. An advent is the arrival or beginning of an important person, thing, or event.
During the advent of radio, very few programs actually played music.
Adventure. An adventure is a fun or exciting thing that you do.
Riding in the rough water was an adventure.
Adverse. If something is adverse, then it is harmful.
Not eating healthy foods can have an adverse effect on your health.
Advertise. To advertise is to tell people about something on TV, radio, etc.
They used a rabbit to help them advertise their product.